Hi guys, I'm Josh, also known as Mad Charcoal. This is my beautiful wife, Jordan, and you're watching Nickelodeon. Oh, it's probably this way, huh?
Josh put up a poll on Instagram to get some questions for this Q&A, so let's see what you guys asked. The first question is, how long have you been doing art?
So I've been drawing since I could remember. I think my mom would hand me a pencil to keep me entertained in church and in school and stuff like that. I think I was really young actually, because I was so distracted that I needed some type of entertainment. I just drew all the time, and that did not end.
Do you brush your teeth with charcoal toothpaste?
I don't brush my teeth.
That checks
I'm
out.
just kidding. No, just stop. I actually did. I do have charcoal toothpaste, and I ran out, and now I just use my wife's toothpaste.
How many original drawings do you sell?
Original drawings. So not prints.
Drawings. No.
We're talking real drawings. It depends on the season. It depends on if we're getting a lot of traffic through social media, or if it's a really good drawing or not a good drawing. So I would say a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Precisely a lot of drawings. Not more than a lot, not less than a lot, but a lot.
Where are you from?
I was born in Los Angeles, actually Orange County, California, but lived in Los Angeles, well, the greater Los Angeles area for most of my childhood. Moved to Phoenix, Arizona right before high school, and I've been here ever since. I really love it here. I like LA, I like visiting. I don't want to be there all the time. A lot of traffic.
Are you gonna leave Phoenix?
Am I going to leave Phoenix? Yeah. I don't think so. I like Phoenix. Phoenix is home for me now. What do you think? Do you want to go anywhere else?
No. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Ooh, I like pistachio.
Gross.
What?
Pistachio?
It's so good. I don't like pistachios, but I like pistachio ice cream.
That's funny. I like pistachios, but not pistachio ice cream.
Well, that's
Mint chocolate
incorrect.
chip. Or
That's like almost pistachio
anything
flavor.
with peanut butter. What?
Mint chocolate chip? That's the
They're
closest
just
flavor
both
to
green.
Green's a flavor.
How did you find out that art was what God wanted you to do?
Ooh, we're getting real deep. I think God works in mysterious ways, but we all have gifts and talents, and a lot of times what we're called to do is in line with what we're passionate about. And I really enjoyed this a lot. At first, it wasn't clear to me that this is what I should do as a career or as a service in any way to God, but the more I did it and the better I got at it, the more clear it was to me that this is what He had for me.
What made you choose to make art your career over a more stable job?
So I didn't choose that actually, because I actually agreed with that mindset. I was pursuing graphic design, had some graphic design work, went to school for graphic design because it was a creative field where I could express myself creatively while still maintaining a normal lifestyle and a normal job where I can get paid hourly or salary. But turns out you can do that with art. I didn't know that until my art kind of grew some demand and people wanted to buy it. And we fully transitioned into that, not because I pursued it exactly, but because the opportunity kind of arose. And it's really just God's work in that.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. How do I find my own art style?
That's an interesting question. I think that if you work hard and you draw often or you create often, your style will naturally arise out of what you do. There's no fighting it. You can't get away from your style unless you're completely only copying another artist. You're going to emerge with your own style. Even when you do copy another artist, you're naturally going to have these differences. in your work. So I would recommend actually finding a group of different artists or a collection of different artists that you really look up to, that you like their work a lot, and pursue things similar to the way they pursued it. Don't be afraid of changing up what they do, but your style will naturally arise through that.
Why do you only work in black and white for the most part?
There's something powerful about limiting yourself in some areas so that you have to really change and push the boundaries in another area. So, for example, if you're shooting photography in black and white, you're not going to be able to rely on all these color changes in the environment. So you have to find a lot of these value changes and these brightnesses and darknesses that you really have to focus the shot on. And you might not have to rely on that if you're shooting in color. So I think that's just an example of how limiting yourself in one aspect can actually drive you to be more creative in another aspect.
How long did it take you to sell your first artwork, and at what value did you sell it for?
When I was, this must have been second grade, third grade? I was pretty young. So I wanted to buy cookies at lunchtime at school, and they were 25 cents a piece. So I was known to draw a lot. I wasn't very good.
What would you draw?
What would I draw at that age? Oh man, I would draw a lot of soldiers. I was like super into military stuff, like Marines, Army stuff, sea life, like sea animals and stuff. I thought I could make my own cartoon book. I was doing that. It looked like anime-ish, but really bad. It wasn't really anime. I realized that some people liked the way I drew. They said that it was pretty good, and they knew me as that. So I was like, I want cookies. How can I make money to buy those cookies? So I would get a collection of drawings. I would draw them just to sell them. So they were terrible drawings. And I'd collect them on printer paper, 8.5 by 11. And I would go up to, in our free time, to every single student in the classroom and say, 25 cents for a drawing. Will you buy one? Like, I have this collection of work. Yeah, and then like a couple of them did buy some pieces. There was like 3 or 4 sales I made that day, and then was too lazy to continue. But I got a cookie out of it. A cookie or two. Yeah.
Do you recommend art school?
Yes and no. It does depend on which art school you want to go to, but here's the thing about art school. If you love to do art, you're probably going to do art a lot, and you're probably going to get good at it on your own. What artists need to do and what artists need to learn to make a career out of their work is not the fun things like drawing and painting. You're probably going to get good enough at that on your own to sell it, actually, if you really pursue it. The hard part about building a career in artwork and being a fine artist is the back end of things, really, like social media marketing or cinematography or relationships with clients, and everything that entails is really hard to learn. Same thing with branding, web design, and all those things that you have to kind of get good at, just like any other business. It really is a business. So I would recommend actually pursuing education in those things that you're more weak at and that you need accountability for to grow in.
Do you know what you're going to make when you start drawing a piece?
Yeah, for the most part I do. A lot of people see it and they're like, it's so chaotic and crazy. He has no idea what he's doing, and then he pulls something out of it like magic. It's not that magical in my brain. It's just pretty structured. A lot of it gets a little bit crazy and a little bit expressive, but I know exactly what I'm going to do before I start my piece. That does change a little bit as I go, especially as I make mistakes or see different parts of the piece that can actually emphasize that are pretty interesting. So I do manipulate it as the piece develops, but I do have an idea of what I'm going to do as I begin the piece. Yeah.
You make a lot of mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Most of what I do is mistakes. It's just a big collection of mistakes, but it looks kind of cool.
What's the most valuable thing in your life?
The most valuable thing? My spiritual life. If that's falling apart, everything else is falling apart. Simple as that.
Does it make your art better if your spiritual life is not doing good?
No, actually it doesn't. A lot of people are like, if they're in a dark place, my art's like super crazy or something. No, actually for me it's the opposite. If I'm in a better place spiritually, I can communicate better what it is happening, even if it is not a great or positive piece. If I'm doing better spiritually, that doesn't mean that everything's positive. That just means that I could be more effective in what I do.
How do you actually make money as an artist?
So as an artist, there's a lot of ways to make money. For me specifically, I like to share my work and have it available for anybody to buy, really. On a website, it's madcharcoal.com. Anyway, so you could build a website out and sell your work online. You could take it to festivals or
First Friday.
First Friday, if you guys have that in your town where you can share your work. It's important that you're producing your best work for that, and that you're presenting the work well, not just the work itself. It doesn't have to be good. Like, everything around it has to be good too and thought through. It's a lot of work, but you can make money off of that, or even sharing how you work or a lot of the insights of what you do. I'm coming out with a drawing course, a couple of drawing courses actually, like a fast drawing course that's coming out pretty soon. So be on the lookout for that. Sharing your expertise in what you do is also very valuable to a lot of people.
Okay, last question. Why are you Mad Charcoal and not Happy Charcoal?
Because that's Happy Charcoal, right? Isn't that
My Instagram.
your Instagram?
With my 4 drawings.
Does that still exist?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Go follow Happy Charcoal.
Don't
We don't have
follow
access
Happy
to it,
Charcoal.
probably, that Instagram
I could probably
account.
sign back in.
You could probably sign back in?
You don't want to see them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. A lot of people just assume since I'm Mad Charcoal that I'm just an angry, dark, depressed person.
He's not.
And that's not really the case. I do like sympathize with a lot of those things, and I do think I have a bandwidth to kind of experience some of those seasons. But on average, I'm mostly positive, mostly outgoing. I'm not in the corner of my room all day long crying with charcoal in my hands and a paper on the ground, which a lot of people really think that I am. Sorry to burst your bubble. I'm not like that. But like those artists out there that are like that, cool, good for you. Like, that's awesome. It's more of a style thing. So in terms of how chaotic and dark sometimes the pieces are, it's more mad. And that's how we kind of got to that point where it's Mad Charcoal.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us, and thank you for answering the Instagram poll questions.
Thanks for talking to me, my love.
You're welcome.